Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Hasbro Transformers Robots in Disguise One-Step Transformation Autobot Drift. Some of the Decepticons are still only one-step versions, but already Drift has received a Warrior class and now a one-step transformation version of him. Same artwork also at the top of the package. It's an amalgamation of like a Wreck-Gar mixed with Unicron. It's interesting. It also looks a lot like Samurai Prowl from the animated Transformers line. Flip around to the back of the package. Transformation doesn't look as much like it makes sense. Like this step, I'm not quite sure really what it's asking. It looks like you fold two pieces together, but we'll look at this better when we get the packaging opened up. Oh, also, I was going to say on the underside, but this one actually doesn't have it. I was going to say normally they tell you the other Transformers available in this particular line, but not Drift. Drift just leaves it out. There is the big advertisement on the side for the Transformers Robots in Disguise app, the video game where you can unlock Drift as well as a sword. Still have yet to download that. At any rate, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at Transformers Robots in Disguise One-Step Transformation Drift. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. First, having a look at Autobot Drift in vehicle mode. He feels light. That's probably the first thing I noticed when I got him out of packaging. He feels extremely light. I guess more of the other glaring issue too is that the front of Drift, this section right here, is a very different orange than the rest of his body. This seems really complete roughly here, but I feel like the rest of his body seems missing. It just doesn't seem like they put as much effort into this part as they did in the front. Still has the same similar tires. They're not the same translucent tires that the Warrior version of Drift had. But I don't know, he doesn't feel as together as some of the other one-steps. He feels actually relatively flimsy and light. He does roll still pretty easy. There's no issues really there. But I don't know, I feel like this is just missing too much. This should have had extra stuff going on to it. To transform Autobot Drift is actually the exact same transformation as one-step Bumblebee. You're going to take the front. There's a little bumper part in the front here. There's a bumper part on the back. You're going to grab both these sections and you're going to hinge them together. And when you hinge them together, you've got yourself Autobot Drift. And then from there you can move the struts. You move these little sections flat so he has something to, of course, stand on. You can see why they would have painted this section, because this section plays a big role when he gets into robot mode. All the extra stuff, I guess they figure, is stuff that you're not going to likely see, so therefore it doesn't need to be as fully painted. Robot mode it didn't work well with Bumblebee. I love the transformation for Bumblebee, but the Bumblebee robot mode ended up being just a little stocky. Drift, I think, balances it a little bit better than Bumblebee, but he still seems stocky. Like he seems like he should be longer, obviously, in the lower section than the top section. The top section seems way too big. Just for a comparison, by the way, there is Drift in one-step mode. There is Drift in Warrior class. We've already had a look at. He's missing his swords. He's roughly about the same similar head, although this one's missing a lot of paint. And where they had a lot more to work with taking the car mode out of the equation, the car mode is very more prevalent in the robot mode in one-step. You could argue the point, of course, that one-step is geared towards kids, so does it really matter that he doesn't seem as put together as this one? No, it probably doesn't make much of a difference. But to transform Drift back, this is an issue, surprisingly. You're going to take, obviously, the bottoms like you just did with Bumblebee. Same version, same conversion. You're going to pull these apart. And the problem I have is, it worked fine now, but his arms seem like they want to get stuck more often than, like you can see right now, the arm. Sometimes the arms don't always go and sit in the proper position that when you're moving it, especially to do it fast. The arms have jammed a couple of times on me. Sure enough, now it works fine because everybody's watching it. But that's the one thing I had. I just felt like his arms didn't lock into place as well. And there you have him back in vehicle mode. Probably of all the one steps, the Bumblebee, the Drift, which of course use the same, essentially the same mechanics. And I think, what was the other one that was relatively easy? Underbite I think was easy too, but he didn't stay well together. Drift is the more easier of transformations. He's a little more successful than Bumblebee. I think Bumblebee in a robot mode is still weak, though I do really like the transformation. Like, I can spend a lot of time, surprisingly, in front of my computer, desk computer, just doing this. And just transforming from robot mode to vehicle mode and back again. Vehicle mode looks good here. The rest of it just seems a little more incomplete, like they left stuff off. But at the end of the day, the Drift turned out pretty good. He takes the things that I liked so much about Bumblebee, does it a little bit better, but I do feel like the toy itself feels just really light and flimsy, if that makes any sense. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise one-step transformation of Autobot Drift. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.